Now I oversee all the same again. In the sweeping color, I take with me. All the living saints in body and in belief. The Lord singing, the Lord shouting, all that happy morning, when we all shall rise. Hallelujah. And we are blessed saints of and with all that we come, singing to sing, singing in the Holy Ghost, hallelujah. Millions there will join the song, and then we shall be praising Christ to ages long, and as you believe. For singing, for shouting, on that happy morning when we all shall rise. Hallelujah. And we need our blessed Savior, God, God,
yeah, one more. I've heard all the I would say that you. Heard an old story. How a Savior came from glory. How he gave his life on Calvary. His Savior refined me. I heard about his promise. That his precious blood died on me. I repented of my sin and won the victory. Oh, victory in Jesus, I say no forever. He saw me and he loved me. With him he was. He loved me and I knew. And all my love is in him. He climbs me to victory. Beneath that cleansing blood. I heard about his healing, about his cleansing power, how he made the lame free walk again, and all victory in Jesus, my Savior forever. He saw me and he bought me with victory. He wrapped me around and all my love he puts me through victory. Beneath the cleansing water, I heard about salvation. He has filled me in glory, and I heard about the streets of gold. Beyond the crimson sea, about the angels singing, and the old redemption story. Unseen, and I'll sing after the song of victory. Oh, victory in Jesus, my Savior forever. He saw me, and he bought me with victory. He let me and all my love is in him. He wants me to victory. Beneath the cleansing blood. Adam's at 2:35.
Then what was it?
Just
I was really gonna get John to say.
mighty singing, they shall come down. Out of the world shall turn me around. Take me at work and I'm praying through it. Holy be God and coming through. He set me free, and He set me free, and He rides upon the protect for me. I'm going down by Jesus to see what glory to God. He set me free.
Ricky, you ready to sing Blessed Assurance? You want to sing? Did you sing? Way to go, Matt. Amen, Matt. Who's glad to sing tonight?
Amen.
How do you have a chicken? 1 egg, 1 egg. Amen. Got your Bibles, if you would. Turn with us to Malachi chapter 3. Very familiar scripture. All right. I hope and pray everybody had a good 4th of July. Amen. Yeah, a little rough. Started off good, but it went rough. How many enjoyed their fireworks shows? But wasn't it a blessing from God that you're able to go see?
Amen.
No matter how sorry they were. It don't matter. Some shows are better than others, and that's true. I watched a great show. And I didn't even have to go anywhere. I wasn't at home this past week. Every year, we watch fireworks on TV. We don't got to fight a crowd. The heat, nothing like that. Macy's 4th of July on Channel 4 every year. They had a 45-minute fireworks show. And it set off the music. That's just something God's allowed us to be able to start doing. Verse number 8. Will a man rob God?
Amen. You're right.
Yet but yet ye have robbed me. But ye say, wherein have we robbed thee? In tithes and offerings. You are cursed with a curse, for ye have robbed me, even this whole nation. Bring ye all the tithes into the storehouse, that there may be meat in mine house. And prove me now herewith, saith the Lord of hosts, if I will not open the windows of heaven, pour you out a blessing, that there shall not be room enough to receive. And I will rebuke the devourer for your sakes. And he shall not destroy the fruit of your ground. Neither shall your vine cast her forth fruit before the time in the field, saith the Lord of hosts. And all the nations shall call you blessed, for ye shall be a delightsome land, saith the Lord of hosts. You be seated. I'm not going to try to tie politics in, but I do want to make a statement with this scripture. This scripture came to mind yesterday. When I saw, say they're not going to press charges against Hillary Clinton. Said she had no wrongdoing even in the Benghazi. 30,000 emails was erased off a private server. Our intelligence was on this while she was in her position. The intelligence of this nation, the safety of you sitting here tonight. They're not going to prosecute her. Back in the 70s, they asked the president to resign, and when he refused to resign, they impeached him. Richard Nixon, it might have been the 60s, I might be off on my years, 70s, early 70s, because he erased 6 minutes of messages on the answer machine. But the same day they refused this, Brother Josh, that said they found no evidence, she was on the campaign trail flying in Air Force One. Air Force One was her campaign plane on our tax dollars. Because Obama was with her. And you know where she flew to? Wouldn't you know it? Raleigh, North Carolina, and then a little jump over to Charlotte, North Carolina. And guess who she got to meet up with in Charlotte, North Carolina? Donald Trump. And in his face, or in her face, he said, "You are misusing America." In her face, face to face. You say, "Well, preacher, you say you ain't kind of politics in." I'm not. But I like the statement he made. You're misusing America. So I thought about this. Are we misusing God? Are we misusing God? Do we misuse God? How many times the offering plate passes you on Sunday morning, you know when you're supposed to give your 10th? The 10th of your increase. 10th of what you've been given. Knowing that that's what the church runs off of, is your part. Your 10th. And you sit there and you watch it go by and you say, "No, not me." But you still want God's blessings on your life. Boy, it's quiet. Come on, boy. You've got 100% of a paycheck. That paycheck, let's just say that dollar, $1, that paycheck's $1. He asks you to give 10 cents of that dollar to support your church, to support his house. And he leaves you 90.
Yes, sir.
Ain't God good? That's right. He asks you for 10 and leaves you 90. But not only does he leave you 90, but he gives you the ability to do the work. I know. I'm in a Baptist church tonight, and I can already hear the hind end sucking up on the pews going, "Whoo, he's a Baptist and he's preaching on money." Amen. Preacher, how do you get this? Let me show you something. 34 Sunday morning offering was $315. 34 Sunday offering $315. What does that average out to be? Less than $10 a person. Truly, that's about 3 people paying tithes right there. 2 to 3 people paying tithes. It's what's supporting your church. What part are you doing to support your church?
Come on, brother.
What God asked you to do in His Word right here. Support your church. Bring a 10. A 10's not that much. If your check's $400, it's $40. Preacher, that's $40 at McDonald's. Well, trust me, you can play out the McDonald's a little bit.
Come on, boy. Amen. Amen. He'll bless you.
Well, preacher, I'm having a hard enough time paying my bills. Don't go out to eat every day.
Come on.
You're right.
Can I ask this question? How many average going out to eat at least 5 days a week? Truly. Truly. And I've had people tell me, well, preacher, you can go out to eat cheaper, and like you're saying, with work, cheaper than you can take. Not really. How much is a bag of a loaf of bread?
Yes, sir.
$1.18. Yeah, $1, $2 for bologna. A little bit of cheese and some mustard. And a 12-pack of Mountain Dews, if that's what you drink. $4.48 a pack, 12-pack. And you're telling me $10 a week to pack your own lunch is cheaper than going out every day spending $5 to $6 a day. So how often, yes, I'm a conservative. You're right. You want me to tell you politics? Yes, I'm a conservative. I believe in conserving. So if we're blowing money on our little, and I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with going out to eat, don't get me wrong. But when it becomes wrong is when you rob God of his tent so that you can go eat at McDonald's every day.
Come on, bro.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
Did you know if you'll quit robbing God, boy, I might get in trouble, Joe. If you'll quit robbing God, you know what's going to take place, Brother Josh? You'll probably have double of what you used to be able to go out to eat on. And then you will be able to go out as long as God's getting his part.
Come on, boy. His name bless.
Because it says, what does it say there? What does that verse say? Prove me that I will not bestow a blessing upon you that you can't contain if you'll just give me the 10. Well, preacher, I ain't paying that preacher for that. You're not paying the preacher. You're not paying anybody in the church. You're giving your part to God that he asked you to give.
Amen.
And the reason we struggle day in, day out, Brother Josh, is because we refuse to do that.
Come on, boy.
We miss blessing after blessing because we refuse to give God his 10.
Right.
And with that, I'm going to make his statement. Might not like his statement. There have been this week questions over finances here at this church. Has drove me up one wall and down the other. Questions on whether our treasurer is stealing money or not. I've had it up to here with him. Our treasurer's been about ready to resign because of it. I can't blame him. I've had it up to here. He don't spend nothing unless I give you approval. And everybody's been around. That's part of pastoral authority. That if something has to be done, yes, I am going to buy a lady her medicine when she's got an infection and she's pregnant, whether you like it or not. If the church has the money, we'll make sure that lady and that baby's taken care of. Amen. But it'd be a whole lot easier on the church if we all give our part. How many times have you been helped by this church? When you've been in a spot where you couldn't go another step, you didn't know where the next meal's going to come from. You didn't know how to turn. You didn't know how you was going to pay this bill, or you didn't know how to pay that bill. And the church steps up and says, "Hey, we've got." You know what that is? That was people paying their tithes. See, by that, that's a blessing from God that when you get to where you can't, you're at your last limit, the church is able to stand up and go, "We got you. We've got you." But right now, Brother Josh, you know what I have to say because we've been robbing God? I have to say, you're just going to have to sing, "I'm sorry." Sunday night leaving this church is $75 in the bank account. There's more than that now. You got the offering that went in Sunday. That's without the offering. What if you was broke down on the side of the road and you didn't have a dime on your name, on you, and you needed help. You needed a tug. You know what? The church will be there for you if we got the money.
Exactly.
We've proved it time and time again that we're going to help. But we can't help if our members are robbing God. See, that's the blessings that I'm talking about.
Right.
Boy, it got quiet in here tonight. Preacher, I thought we was going back to studying Revelation. Kenny pulled up in the parking lot. He said, "Well, I hope we're studying Revelations." I said, "You're singing." What are you getting at, preacher? If we keep refusing to rob God, then we can't help Josh. We can't help you. We can't help you, Joe. We can't help you, Kenny. We can help you spiritually, but financially, if you're in a spot of need, we can't help you. A family with small children had to be turned away from needing help Sunday night. Because we've all robbed God.
Amen.
Starting now, I no longer receive pastor pay. Oh, just make y'all mad. Some of you got a little upset. No more pastor pay. And see, that hurts the church.
Amen.
So I can show you scripture where the Bible talks about the pastor being worthy of double honor. And that he should receive double pay.
Yes, sir.
Because of what he does for the church. No more pay.
You're our first missionary.
I understand I'm your first missionary. But no more pay. The church is going to get back on its feet. But if we all don't come together, and I'm saying we all don't come together and give 34 people, offer should be about $1,000. Not each person paying $10 a people. That means people make $100 on their paycheck. John, you make $100 on your paycheck, buddy? Was it way above that? It was? Yeah. It's an average. But my check wasn't $100. No one in here's check was $100. Well, preacher, I had to pay my rent first. I had to pay this first. Before all that's paid, to pay God, give him his part. And you will be joyful afterward. Well, preacher, I've seen people pay their tithes and they still got evicted. I wonder what else was going on. Or I still saw them lose other stuff. I wonder what else is going on. I wonder how many times there's a family going out to a steakhouse to eat in a week. I can go out to a steakhouse every night, Brother Joe. Guarantee you. On my paycheck a week. But I wouldn't pay none of the other bills. Or tithes. It would be gone. My boss was telling me about a restaurant they went into last week. New restaurant at Myrtle Beach. He said everybody talked about how it had good seafood. He don't eat seafood. So he had chicken. One of his daughters had chicken tenders. His wife had shrimp. His other daughter had a, what is those red lobster? Lobster. He said he about had a fit because him and his one daughter pretty much had chicken fingers. They brought him the bill and it was $145.
He won't be going back there.
He said, "There ain't no way I'm going back there." He said he looked in his wallet. Now this man owning a company. Now he got money. He had $150 in his wallet. That was supposed to buy gas and everything to get back home. Because he balanced. He budgeted. How many know what a budget is? How many live off of a budget? There's just a few of us. Everybody else is. I don't see how you can't live off of a budget. That's why you have so much trouble. You say, well, I'm not getting blessings from God. You actually are getting blessings from God. It's just you're not being an adult enough to budget. There is a part between being a teenager and being an adult.
That's
Right.
As a teenager, you get that money coming in and you just blow it out as quick as you can get it. But as an adult, you realize the responsibilities you have. And you have to be responsible with what God has given you. First part is paying his part that he asked you. Second part is paying your bills as a regular person. Third and final part of that is then seeing your brother in need. Now where the offering comes in. See, tithes is actually a requirement from God. The offering ain't. That's a be of and beyond your tithes. So, if you look at this, here's your tithe. Well, if you, the night of the benefit, give your tithes to that, you were wrong. That is above and right on there. That is an offering. That is a free will love offering that you wanted to help a family in need out. But your tithes is what's required from God. A tenth. That there might be meat in my house. I know I'm gonna make you probably already mad at me. But have you rock, y'all? Have you misused God? I'm not saying this to hurt you, church. I'm saying this out of love. I'm saying this out of love. The Lord laid this message on my heart when I heard that you're misusing America funds. He freely died on the cross. Freely died on the cross for your sins. And all he asks you to do is freely give 10% if you believe it. Now, I mean, he could have been like this. He could have said, now, even those years you was lost, you got to add up all your pay during those years, and you got to pay me a tenth of that. But he didn't. He's saying from the day you got saved, once a week, you say, well, I might not be here on Sunday morning. If you're there that Sunday night, go to Kenny and say, look, this is my tenth, my offering that I was supposed to give my tithes this morning. Or if you're here on a Wednesday, say, Kenny, here's my part. Preacher, you know how hard it is to hold on to that till Wednesday? When we used to go on vacation, now, this is what I do. I know this might not sound smart to y'all, but I don't care. When we used to go on vacation, I would bring my tithes the week before. That paycheck the week before we'd leave. I'd pay double tithes. I'd pay that day's tithes in the offering plate. Then the tithes for the next week I'd hand to Joe. Or Kenny, whoever. And that way it is put in. Yes, sir. Even though I was not here, it's still there. Because before anything, I want God to get his part. Then after that, the bills and electric can get it. Trust me, Aaron's got about twice more, and everyone get a big fat nose. What do you get that, preacher? When was the first? Saturday. Friday. I paid my house payment and stuff on the first. I said, I'll pay you next week, next Friday. get paid. They called me 4th of July. Then they called yesterday. I said, look, I've told you 3 times to get paid Friday. We need your debit card number. I said, you don't need nothing. You just know that I haven't missed the payment yet. I'll be in Friday. And they got under my feathers. I give them a piece of my mind. I said, and furthermore, I paid 6 months of it up back last August and didn't make another payment on it for a long time. Well, yeah, we see that on the records. I said, yeah, it's about paid off. Quit calling me. I said, your money will be there. You ain't missed it. Done Heritage the same way for last month. I don't care if they liked it or not. The first fell like on a Tuesday or a Wednesday. I don't get paid till Thursday. When do they think they're going to get their money? As soon as I get paid.
Yeah.
But when does God get his money? First. As soon as I get it, it's taken out and put separate. Then I take out my bill money, or my wife does. I don't do it. If I did it, it'd be terrible. Because I'm one of those. Well, I lay out all the money. Boy, there's another $70 there. It's left over.
Yeah.
I know where I head. Walmart. You know what you can buy at Walmart for $70? Then I wonder where the groceries are coming from. How many of you would like to spend about $30 a week on groceries? See, on a budget, you don't get $900, $1,000, $2,000. I know a family right now is getting almost $2,000 for food stamps. $2,000. Huh? Almost 1,000. But what I'm getting at is instead of having that big budget to go shopping with, shrink it down to about $30 a week in your budget. Brother Ricky and Sister Tammy, can I ask you to try something next month? Try to just spend $30 a week on food. Plan your meals. See, Sherry plans meals by week.
I do too.
Week to week. See, when you start getting this stuff together, I know I'm preaching on paying your tithes and stuff, but when you start paying your tithes, actually you'll start budgeting stuff. And when you start budgeting your stuff, it'll be a whole lot simpler. Joe, can I ask you a question? You be honest with me. When's the last time you balanced your checkbook? Year 2000. Yeah, 16 years ago he balanced the checkbook. And he knows what's in there and what's going out. Brother Joe, when's the last time you paid tithes? So, 16 years paying tithes and he ain't had to balance his checkbook in 20 years. Or 16 years. Now, I'm not saying paying tithes and don't balance the checkbook. I ain't got that kind of money to play with. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Hey, yeah, Kenny's right. When Joe was treasurer, he never balanced the church checkbook. Joe laying in the hospital having heart surgery, and he knew exactly. He knew that Duke Power was sending us money. And I mean, he kept on me. You need to go try and check that mailbox. Duke Power owes us our deposit. I said, Joe, you just had heart surgery. Calm down and get it. I want to know when it's there. I want to know when it's deposited. I said, you're laying in the hospital having heart surgery. Will you hush? And he could tell me to a penny what was in the church account. It had balance. You know the difference then and the difference now? We pay tithes.
We had $1,500 times a week.
This red book, right over there. We came to, I'm gonna show y'all something. Just bear with me. This should be your eye-opening experience. See, everything's recorded in this book. 125, 2015, $414 off. 2-1, 38 in attendance. Very next week, $854 off. 4, well, y'all missed the ones there. No, 2-8. 2-8, I thought that was 4. 40 in attendance, $709 off. 215, 37 in attendance, $1,232 off. 3-1, I'm just gonna start skipping through here last year's. 33 in attendance, $1,000 off. 3-8 of last year, $622. 315, $478. 329, $711. 412, $410. 419, $455. 426, $641. It stays up in the fours for a while. Then 517, $750. And right here is when we started quitting paying our tithes. 722 of $400 last year. Then went up back up in the 500s, and then it started dropping off. 10-4 of last year, $144 off. Now, I want y'all to listen to this one. 1-3 of this year, $154. 110, $203. 117, $220. Biggest offering for this year has been $691. So during tax season, some people in this church won't go. Our smallest offering to date for this year was $154. No, smallest offering today was on 5/22/2016, $61. $61. Offerings dropped almost $1,000 in a year. Preacher, I don't like what you preaching. Sure. Speaks for itself. What did Trump tell Clinton?
Misusing America.
Misusing America. What are we doing when we don't pay our tithes? We're misusing God.
That's it.
You say, well, preacher, with them big offerings, we should have some money in the bank. Let me ask you this. Who paid for the air conditioning these days? When everybody was complaining about it being hot, who stepped up and said, I'm going to pay that $500? Church. Church paid for it. That's a big lump sum. Every month when the insurance is, or every 3 months, whatever it is, when the insurance is due at what, how much again? At $354. Who steps up and says, I'm going to pay the church's insurance? No, you want the church to pay. And I understand that. That's why it's very important that you pay your part, that you pay your 10. Because without it, this church cannot function. Without it, the lights can't stay on. Without it, we can't have a good air conditioning. Without it, we can't have insurance on this church property. Because we got $1 million coverage right now on this church. And if this church catches a fire, you know, we're going to have enough money to tear this one down and build a brand new one. It's money we got. Don't get me wrong. I'm not wanting this church to burn down to get a new one. I'm not going to set it on fire. But what I'm saying is, with the coverage we have, that would be what we have. But without the ties coming in, then we got to cancel insurance. Without the ties coming in, you're saying, well, preacher, you've been talking about helping people, and on top of that, we've helped and we've helped and we've helped. We've paid light bills. We've gotten groceries. We've helped with gas. We've helped here. We've helped there. We've helped pay people's rent. Now y'all see. Yeah, what, 2 years ago we helped you with oil. Our church used to run so financially good, people paid their tithes so good that we had a member of our church, and Brother Kermit was his name, 70-something years old, wasn't able to pour oil into his oil barrel, so our church had him on automatic refill, and we paid for the oil. He was financially strained, so we paid for his oil the whole time. And look where we've come in 2 years. The hardest part, though, was the last year. You dropped about $1,000 in tithes in a year. It hurts the church. A year ago, I'd have been willing to walk out that door and go get anything this church needed. I was on the verge of wanting to buy a van. But then I started watching that. And that went down, so we can't do it. To be honest with you, I'm regretting buying the system back. So it seems like since we bought that system, everybody just quit paying time. We can't have the fancy cameras and the fancy sound system. What we got back here right now, most places in Nashville have got that for a recording studio. That's the same setup a recording studio has. We've been blessed, but we've got to pay for it. See, church has bills just like you have bills, and that's why it's so important. I'm not trying to be mean about this. I'm trying to do it out of love. I'm trying to make you realize how important it is to pay your part. Yes, sir. Brother Josh, when you joined this church, do you agree with all the church covenant? How about the rest of you? Did you agree with the church covenant when you joined? Then you should be doing your part. The only one in here that hasn't had tithes to pay, they can also say, well, Brother Ricky. But starting later on this month, Brother Ricky's got to start paying tithes. And he's happy about it. But what are you getting at, preacher? I'm not being mean when I was talking to Brother Ricky, but if we all don't do our individual parts, we are a group. But if Joe don't carry his part, and Kenny don't carry his part, and so on and so forth, all of them, if you don't carry your part and do your part on the 10th, on the tithes, then the bills cannot be paid.
Right. Amen.
We can't keep lights on. We can't keep the water on. Did you know in the state of North Carolina, to function as a church, you have to have running water and lights at all times? You can have a service without it. Like when we done it when the power was out during that cold spell. But you can't do it all the time. If our water got turned off or our power gets turned off, we have to lock the door. We cannot have another service until we have them turned back on. But see, if we're all not doing our parts, you say, well, preacher, we're the dedicated crowd. We're the Wednesday night crowd. Why are you preaching up? You should preach to the ones that are here on Sunday morning. Y'all the same crowd.
Right.
It's the same crowd. The ones that ain't here, if they're not watching, pick up the phone and tell them, hey, let's be an encouragement. Be an encouragement to one another to do our part. Yes, sir. We always went on Randy and Melissa. Who picked up the phone and called them? Miss Steve and Miss Janice, what they were fighting the last couple of weeks. Who picked up the phone and called them? Wait, your daughter. Did I say Miss Steve? I mean Miss Janice and Mr. Steve.
I'm trying to figure out what you want.
I'm moving off financials now. Ooh, God. Y'all understood what I was talking about. We gotta have a comedian in the crowd. But not only is it paying your 10th part of your doing your own individual job in this church, but when someone's out and going through stuff, it's your job to call them and pick them up. But and not call them to start a gossip box. Amen, Brother Good. But did you see what so and so's done? No, not that. Call them and say, hey, we miss you. We just want to check. I hope Brother Steve and Sister Janice, I'll say it like that. Don't mind me saying it. They're going to go through quite a bit here with her mess. How many talk? How many give a word of encouragement? No, what we're done is we get caught up in our own lives and forget about it. Now, I will say I was calling a certain individual and talking to them and checking up with them, but I got tired of hearing the complaint. I was about ready to take a gun and blow my own brains out of it. If your life's that bad, just no, I'm kidding on that. I'm joking. I mean, I'd call them in a good mood and I'd be almost in tears when I'd get off the phone with them. You still call? Yeah, I still call, but not every day. I try to call about once a week. I'm still calling, but I ain't calling every day like I was. I'm gonna tell you what they said they've been going through. It'd be easier to take a taxon, cut off that arm, you wouldn't be struggling as bad and hurting as bad as what they're saying. What I'm getting at tonight is we've all got to do our part.
Good mess.
We cannot misuse God.
Sure. I'll do it.
Can't misuse Him. We need to use Him right.
Amen.
As we stand to our feet. Have you misused God lately? Have you misused it? Have you robbed it? Have you done your part? Have you done your part? Has God spoke to your heart tonight? God, Lord, we ask you tonight, Father, that you touch on each and every heart. Touch on each and every one who has come out this way. Father, we pray, God, you'll help us, Lord, to ever do your perfect will. Help us, Lord, to be in the center of your will. pray, Lord, that we don't misuse you, Lord, that we use you right. And Father, I thank you, Lord, for also the Father, that we thank you, Jesus. Amen. All hearts and minds clear. Anyone got anything to lay upon their heart to say? Well, go pray, come pray. Don't forget to tell someone about Jesus. You're going to be fear of the Lord, Brother Ricky. Father, we thank you.
Help us, God, not to just go behind the accept and learn by it, and do what God would teach us and tell us and have us to do. All God, we pray for that family here, every home, every person, all God, we pray that you will be done. We ask this prayer in your name.